News 25 is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Call 727-9900 today for your free consultation. If you need a lawyer, you need Nelson.
The USDA offers energy funding assistance, and a local man is arrested for assault with a deadly weapon. News 25 starts now.
This is News 25 with Eunette Gentry. News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
The USDA is handing out cash to small rural businesses. It's Tuesday, January 7th. I'm Eunette Gentry. But before we get to that, there is breaking news into our newsroom from international sources who confirm that Iran has launched multiple missiles at U.S.-operated military facilities in Iraq. That was done Wednesday morning local time there. We will continue to bring you those updates as U.S. officials currently say that they are taking every measure to make sure that all U.S. citizens and facilities remain safe. Turning back to local news, a federal program is handing out cash to small rural businesses and agriculture producers who want to improve their energy efficiency. Brad Francis explains.
If you're a small rural business or agricultural producer and you want to improve energy efficiency systems or install renewable energy systems, money is available to help offset those costs. USDA Rural Development has rural energy funds available through the Rural Energy for America program, also known as REAP. REAP grants can provide up to 25% of the project costs for energy efficiency improvements and renewable energy systems. Recipients can use REAP funding to install renewable energy systems such as biomass, geothermal, hydropower, and solar. The funding can also be used to increase energy savings by making improvements to heating, ventilation and cooling systems, insulation, lighting, and refrigeration. In December, USDA Rural Development announced the agency had invested $237 million nationwide to help farmers, ag producers, and small rural businesses lower energy costs. Just last year, Nevada Rural Development provided H&M Ely, a small auto parts store in Ely, with a $27,000 grant to pay for 1/4 of the project costs to enhance energy efficiency and lighting. And in 2017, Railroad Valley Farms in central Nevada received more than $250,000 to purchase and install a solar power system that replaced much of the diesel fuel that was used to power irrigation pivots. Applications may be submitted year-round with the application deadline of March 31st. For more information about the energy grants, contact Laura Chavez at Nevada Rural Development. She can be reached at 775-443-4764 or by email at laura.chavez@usda.gov. USDA Rural Development provides loans and grants to help expand economic opportunities and create jobs in rural areas. The agency's assistance supports infrastructure improvements, business development, home ownership, community services such as schools, public safety, and healthcare, and high-speed internet access in rural areas. You can learn more about USDA Rural Development by visiting their website, rd.usda.gov/NV.
And an area man is under arrest facing some serious charges after an incident on West Stagecoach Road.
Bud Ruiz is under arrest facing 2 counts of destruction of property and 2 counts of assault with a deadly weapon. The victim told police Ruiz showed up at his home demanding $15 he owed Ruiz for some tires he bought from him. The victim says Ruiz punched him in the stomach. The victim told police he then grabbed a baseball bat and confronted Ruiz, asking him to leave. According to the arrest report, Ruiz got into his red Chevy pickup and attempted to run over the victim and another person before crashing into a fence on the property. The victim says Ruiz drove off down the road but came back, put his truck into reverse, and struck a pickup in the driveway. Witnesses say Ruiz then fled the scene. Since the victim and witnesses were familiar with Ruiz, they told officers where they could find him. A short time later, officers located Ruiz near Basin and Linda. They also found a red Chevy pickup matching the vehicle described by the victim and witnesses, with damage consistent with what witnesses say happened.
The Federal Emergency Management Agency, known as FEMA, received Puerto Rico's request for an emergency declaration because of the earthquakes that occurred earlier Tuesday. The earthquakes and the aftershocks along the southern coast of Puerto Rico could cost that island more than $3 billion in economic losses. That estimate accounts for damage to both public and private property, as well as lost tourism, wages, and business due to power outages. The estimate is high due to multiple aftershocks hitting already weak structures, as well as the lingering effects of Hurricane Maria. Some of the infrastructure damage from that 2017 storm has still yet to be repaired. And 24 people have been arrested in connection to intentionally starting fires in Australia. Those bushfires have been leaving a path of devastation and destruction across Australia for months. The fires have cost dozens of human lives and millions of animals. And police say that hundreds of people have had legal action taken against them, including criminal charges related to the brush fire offenses. And stay tuned, we have much more news for you right here on KPVM News.
You're watching KPVM News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
Welcome back to News 25. Now we have some business news that might affect you and your wallet.
Here's Angela Miles with today's Business First Brief.
Topping our news, well, Wall Street is bracing for tensions to rise in the Middle East. Analysts at Moody's Investor Services warn a long-lasting conflict would have a broad economic and financial shock, and it would go beyond the oil and banking sectors. Bonds, gold, and oil all spiked following last Thursday's airstrike. Xerox is still fighting to take over Hewlett-Packard. In the latest move, Xerox secured $24 billion to buy out HP. Back in November, Xerox offered $22 per share for HP, which was unanimously rejected by Hewlett-Packard's board. Plug Power is getting a new source of power. The hydrogen and fuel cell tech company won $172 million in a contract, giving investors a nice shock with that stock. Walmart uses Plug Power for its warehouse forklifts.
To find out where you can see us every day, go to businessfirstam.com.
Thanks so much, Angela. Now here's Deanna O'Donnell with your news from across the Silver State.
Well, local home prices continued to rise as the year came to an end, though fewer existing homes were sold in southern Nevada during 2019 compared to the previous year. The report just issued by the Greater Las Vegas Association of Realtors says that the median price of existing single-family homes sold in southern Nevada through its multiple listing service during December was $312,990. That's up 6% from $295,250 in December of 2018. Meanwhile, the median price of local condos and townhomes sold in December was $178,000. That's up 8.9% from $163,500 in December of 2018. Although sales and prices both increased last month, we still sold fewer homes in 2019 than we did in past years. According to the association, the total number of existing local homes, condos, townhomes, and other residential properties sold in southern Nevada during 2019 was 41,269. That's down from 42,876 total sales in 2018 and 45,388 in 2017. The total number of existing local homes, condos, and townhomes sold during December was 3,214. Compared to 1 year ago, December sales were up 21.8% for homes and up 17.2% for condos and townhomes. Southern Nevada has just over a 2-month supply of homes available for sale, with the supply shrinking from past months. Here in Puerto, 42 homes sold just last month alone. Initial claims for unemployment insurance benefits totaled nearly 10,500 in November of last year, 1,460 claims relative to November of 2017, a decline of 12.3% compared to last month. Claims are up nearly 740 or 7.6%. This is according to the latest initial claims data from the Nevada Department of Employment, Training, and Rehabilitation. There's been a large year-over-year decrease and a small increase over the month. The 12.3% decrease in claims activity relative to last November is the largest percentage change on a year-ago basis since March of 2017. The 7.6% increase from last month is the second consecutive increase, continuing from October's 5.3% increase. Under the leadership of Governor Sisolak and the greenhouse gas reduction goal as set forth by Senate Bill 254 issued this past year, Nevada is accelerating efforts to achieve a clean, sustainable, and climate-resilient future for all Nevadans. As we embark on the new decade, Nevada will continue its leadership in advancing clean energy solutions and addressing the growing impacts of climate change that are already being felt in corners of the Silver State. As a foundation of this effort, the Nevada Department of Conservation and Natural Resources and the Nevada Governor's Office of Energy are releasing an updated and expanded Nevada statewide greenhouse gas emissions inventory and projections report. The report is a key requirement under the Senate bill, which sets forth economy-wide greenhouse gas reduction goals of 28% below 2005 levels by 2025 and 45% below 2005 levels by 2030. Also, zero or near zero by 2050. Key findings of the 2019 Nevada statewide greenhouse gas inventory include Nevada has reduced greenhouse gas emissions from 2005 levels by 22% as of 2016, primarily through reductions of electricity generation via Nevada's renewable energy portfolio standard. Nevadans on average contribute 25% fewer greenhouse gas emissions per person than the rest of the United States. As of 2016, Nevada contributed 0.68% of the nation's total greenhouse gas emissions, despite having 0.90% of the U.S. population. Nevada is close to meeting the Senate bill's goal of 28% reduction from 2005 levels by 2025. A projected additional 4% reduction of these emissions is needed. New and ambitious policies will need to be implemented to meet the 2030 goal of 45% reduction in greenhouse gas emissions by the 2005 levels, as Nevada has significant opportunities to offset these emissions through enhanced land management practices, the prevention of large wildfires, Nevada's forest scrublands, urban trees, and agricultural lands that can absorb and store carbon from the atmosphere to help offset greenhouse gas emissions from other sectors. I'm Deanna O'Donnell. That's your news across Nevada.
Thanks so much, Deanna. Well, we're taking a look back at holiday charitable donation amounts and a look ahead at MLK Day celebrations. That and more when News 25 returns.
This segment of the news is brought to you by Mountain West Lawyers, Nye County's injury attorneys. Don't get bullied by insurance companies. Call Jason Ernest and bully them back at 775-727-9500.
Welcome back. Well, here's Reaver Braun discussing this year's successful Salvation Army bell ringing.
Yeah, we're done. It was 4 weeks of intensive work doing it. We raised over $31,000, and yes, every penny stays here in Pahrump.
What kind of services is it going to be going to through the Salvation Army?
Right now we have the food pantry open. We're reopening the thrift store, but in a new location. It's going to be located right at the church. Right. So we are having services provided. We're just working on it now that we have the budget up and running.
Right now they have that first Saturday event with the thrift store there. People can drop off donations right in front.
Yes, they can, or they can come in. We also have a donation box in the left-hand corner of the property.
Yeah. And so where's that at?
We're on Buell Avenue and 2 doors down from Home Star Nursery.
So is the thrift store going to eventually open to be a regular hours? Because I think it's just on first Saturday right now.
Right now they're open Monday through Friday, and they are in the morning.
All right. And so everybody can come on down. What's the hours of that?
And I'm not sure what the hours are because it changes daily, but come by, and if they're not open, we'll open it for you.
And so bell ringing, as far as that, you were at area stores. Can you tell us a little bit more?
We did 3 stores this year. We did Walmart and 2 doors at Smith's, and I have to thank this community for the amount of money, but not only the community for the amount of money, the groups here that came through and helped bell ring. It's at first that I took over everything. It was an ordeal and a half. I pulled my hair out, but this community came through for me.
You did a lot of hours yourself.
Dave and I did over 100 hours ringing bells, and it was cold.
All right, so if people want to volunteer for next year, they can contact you.
They can contact me or contact the Salvation Army.
And while those donations were plentiful, others have been depleted. There is a blood shortage right now in Southern Nevada, and donors are urgently needed. Blood Bank Vitalant says they have only a 2-day supply of crucial blood types at present, and they are pleading for donations. Officials are blaming the shortage on the recent holiday season, which resulted in thousands less donations than usual. If you'd like to donate or find out more, call 877-258-4825, or you can go to Vitalant's website. Well, here's a review and preview now of the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. luncheon that's happening soon at Pahrump Community Church.
Monday, January 20th, the Martin Luther King Luncheon.
So where's that going to be at?
Pahrump Community Church.
And so you've had that there for the last, what, year or 2 years?
I think this is our 3rd year being at the church, and we're very honored to be back there again. And we're excited for this year's event.
What time is it going to be at?
11 a.m. is when the doors open, and we'll serve lunch about 11:45.
And so this is a fundraiser, right, for scholarships?
For our scholarships. Last year we gave out $1,500 in scholarships. Hope to meet it again this year. The entertainment is going to be very special. We have guest appearances by the Silver Tappers this year, and we have 2 young high school students who are going to be singing for the first time in public.
Wow.
The MC, there's several of us this year. One of them will be myself, and the other one is Neil Owens from, I think it's Faith Fellowship.
And then as far as other entertainers, are you going to have any of the church groups coming in?
This year we're not. We're trying to limit it. We do have someone who's doing the Martin Luther King speech, and he's done it several years. And if you have not heard him speak, if you close your eyes, you think you're speaking to Dr. King himself.
How can you buy tickets?
You can call me at 727-0911. You can show up the day of the event at the door, and hopefully we have tickets left.
All right, and then where is Pahrump Community Church located?
On Wilson Avenue, 1061 Wilson Avenue. That I know.
All right, date, time, and location once again.
January 20th, 11 o'clock at Pahrump Community Church.
News 25 WeatherCam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
All right, it's time for us to take a look outside at what conditions were like earlier today through our Lerner and Rowe weather cam. Look at that beautiful winter day. We see a few streaky clouds in the sky, but nonetheless, it's not too cool outside. We'll take a closer look at those temperatures when we return.
News 25 weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. The splash of cream in your coffee, the dollop of sour cream on your burrito, the melted toasty cheese on your pizza. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
Hello and welcome back to News 25. I'm Michael Donohue with today's weather. In Las Vegas and Amargosa, we had a high of 60 degrees, 39 for the low in Las Vegas, 33 for the low in Amargosa. Death Valley, their high at 66, a low of 44 degrees, 58, a low of 30 in Beatty, 49.22 in Goldfield, Tonopah at 48, their low at 23 degrees, 54.31 in Carson City, 53.26 in Fallon, and finally up in Fernley, 51, their low at 30 degrees. Now today in Pahrump, we saw some partly cloudy skies. Our high today was just 60 degrees. Winds coming out of the south-southeast at 5 miles per hour. Our humidity at 23% and our sunrise at 6:55 this morning. Now for tonight, we're going to continue on with those partly cloudy skies. Our low is going to be 37 degrees. It's 56 outside currently. Winds coming out of the southeast at 9 miles per hour. 36% for our humidity and 4:43 tonight for our sunset. Now looking ahead to our 7-day, on Wednesday and Thursday, we're going to see some clouds hanging out. Now also for Thursday, we do have a little bit of a wind advisory. We're going to be seeing some winds at 12+ miles per hour, so beware of any dust particles being kicked around then. Friday and Saturday, we're expected to clean up just a little bit with some sunny skies. Sunday, some more clouds rolling in, going to clear up again on Monday. And then Tuesday, those clouds are going to be rolling back into town. Now for our temperatures, we're not really seeing too many changes. On Wednesday, we're going to be seeing a high of 58 degrees, and then we're just going to drop down from Thursday through Tuesday. We're just going to be hanging out in about 51 to 53 degrees there. And for our overnights, we're just going to be hanging out just around 31 to 35 degrees for our lows for that stretch of the week through next Tuesday. So now with that, we're going to throw it back to the desk with Eunette.
Thanks so much, Michael, and we'll watch out for that wind that's supposed to be breezing through. Well, that does it for this edition of News 25. I'm Eunette Gentry, and from all of us here at KPVM and 8th Country Radio, thanks so much for joining us tonight, and we will see you again tomorrow. Good night.